Don't adjust your dial or change the radio. You are now listening to the Hardly Heroes podcast.
Welcome to the Hardly Heroes podcast.
High above the city, they shine in my spotlight. Commissioner on the rooftop, double H in the night sky. For the sidekicks we fight, for the right crosses we throw. For the ninjas we injure, revenge on our foes. From crime alleys to radioactive insects, genetic mutations, Weapon X rejects our infinite Earths are in crisis. Our wars are civil but secret. Here come
Buddy,
Clayton,
Dillard Skillard,
K-pop.
blaring through your speakers. Yeah, Hardly Heroes. It's clobbering time.
Welcome to Hardly Heroes, a podcast dedicated to movies, TV, and everything geek-related. I'm your host, Stir Aldino.
I am Shish Kebab.
K-pop.
Clayton's in the house this week.
Yes!
And you know you got your boy Dillard Skillard in here.
Always. Well, welcome to episode 161 of the Hardly Heroes podcast. We have a special guest. Clayton is in the house. Very happy to have you.
It's definitely Clayton tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I'm steamed up.
Yes! I don't like that you use my word, but I am happy that you're steamy.
He's moist.
Yeah, very moist. Last week, we talked about Netflix has not much time left for
Clock is ticking.
Yeah,
Tick
Disney
tock,
to
tick
steal
tock,
their
tick
stuff.
tock, tick tock.
Tick tock, tick tock. That was good.
Yeah.
Sister. Nerd Up with Dillard Scalardo.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of
Covered
his bro name or his nerd name, but I forgot it.
Gandalion?
Oh,
Gandonathon.
Gandonathon.
I was close. It was very similar.
Movie list that was coming out this year. We talked about Dark Crystal. Talked about Sidekick Mail.
Mayo.
Dark Crystal does look
And I think we
amazing.
did talk about the Guardians tweet. Tell him to
I don't
get
know if we
close.
did. Did we cover that?
Maybe
I'm
not.
Sure. I think we might have glossed over that one.
They
What?
pretty much gave the plot for the
Yeah,
movie.
I thought we talked
Did
about
we?
that.
I thought so too, but
But
Scalardo doesn't believe.
he has a memory
You know,
lapse.
last week was a little rough for Sheboygan.
So we are, it's a little late for us usually to record, but we are fresh off of going to see X-Men Dark
Phoenix.
And,
Fresh off.
Yeah. Creighton,
And we are feeling some feelings.
Yeah.
Woo.
Creighton was nice enough to join us at the movie and then was like, hey, can I come to the studio, to the Triple HQ? And by my surprise, Shmi said yes, but Dillard said, hold up, wait a second.
Wait, hold up.
There's only...
On one condition.
Yeah, and what was this condition, Dillard?
Creighton needed to show up.
Yes.
Not Clayton.
Okay, well, like, Clayton is here, but it's going to be really hard for me not to curse. So hopefully I can keep it under
Dude,
wraps so that doesn't...
If you...
So Dad doesn't get mad at
Yeah,
us.
No.
I know.
Dad
I know.
will come out of his slumber and start raising hell.
Creighton has a hard time controlling his language, so we're gonna try to find a nice middle ground between Clayton and Creighton during this.
Well, if you want to deal with Dad, then go ahead.
That's on you, player.
blah, blah.
So, we went to go see the movie in Theater 3, which I don't know if you guys know, but Theater 3 means a lot to the Hardly Heroes at the Century Theater.
Hardly Heroes fan experience.
Bam.
I feel like that should just be called our theater. Or
Maybe
like,
we
you
should
know,
have a sign up that
it
says...
should be renamed.
Yeah, Hardly Heroes Theater.
just put up a fake plaque, just like put one up. Just
Oh my
hopefully
God,
nobody
that'd
will
be
say
That's such a good
anything.
idea.
The Hardly Heroes Theater.
Let's make one.
Let's do that.
Okay, done.
That's done. That's a good job, Creighton. I'm actually proud of you for once.
I think that everyone should just listen to this review, and then you can like save yourself from
All right,
seeing the
so,
movie.
Are we gonna give our first initial and then get
go.
into
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
go. Just
yes.
go,
Okay.
go do your thing.
it? It was trash. If I may
Yeah,
quote
shout out to
Goat.
Goat. Shout out to Goat. It was trash.
Trash. Curtis, I'm sorry, but it was trash.
It was so bad. Oh my God.
What about you guys?
Okay, let me say first, I appreciate all art. Like, all of these people tried to do something good, I think. but the outcome was garbage. Like people were laughing, not just us, in the middle of the film. It was incoherent.
Seriously,
terrible.
it was so bad we were
garbage.
laughing. Yeah.
It was bad.
What did you do?
What did you do?
Yeah, like right off the bat, I was like, this acting is straight crap.
Even by good actors, some of the good actors
Dude,
were so bad. The
that's-
writing,
And it's
I
just
guess.
right from the get, it was just trashola.
McAvoy is fresh off of doing Split and what was the other one? Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
And he killed it as the Beast. This looked like he called it in, didn't care. Something was wrong through the whole movie.
That's what I was going to say. If you look at this on paper, this movie should have been great.
Yeah.
But you watching them, what's her name that plays Sansa?
Sansa, you know what? She's really, I feel like her acting is good when she's just using her eyes and like giving looks. I feel like I really feel it. But as soon as she opens her mouth, I'm like, you're so bad.
She has resting bee face.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I didn't want to get yelled at by Dad. Super good, but the second she's like
Yeah.
trying to have emotion,
She's just
you're
like,
ugh.
yeah, it's like she's like reading it off
She's
of
a
a cue
horrible
card.
crier.
Oh, she's
And then,
so bad.
did you see? All right, are we spoiling this movie?
I
'Cause
was-
yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
see the movie, honestly.
don't.
movie's
I-
terrible.
yeah, no.
And I'm jumping around, but towards the end of the movie, I don't know why, but I can't get this vision out when she's passing the powers over and she puts her head on the girl's
Oh, in
like,
her mouth?
Yeah, and her mouth's all like,
Forward.
"Wah, wah." I'm like, she looks like she has the touch of
You
the
mean
down.
the sunken eye girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude.
She had really sunken eyes.
Yeah.
Which,
it's-
which, by the way, nobody knows her name. I guarantee you.
No,
Not one person
I-
can
No.
tell you what the character name is, right?
Oh, like the character or the actress?
The character, not the actress. The character. Can anybody name what she was, or even what their species was?
No.
No.
Because, I mean, it doesn't even tell you anything about it, right?
Did they ever
They're
say anything?
aliens or something. There's like no
They're
explanation.
just an alien looking for
was-
a superpower.
Which
the-
wasn't clearly defined as
Right,
well.
either. Right.
they never say her name.
She gave people stomach aches. She kept walking
Oh, yeah.
in and giving people stomach aches.
I know,
was
she's like,
get some Tums, and this girl has no power.
I ate my Tums. You can't hurt me now. But from the beginning, it was just so bad. Like, I don't know. The whole part with her as a little girl just didn't resonate at all.
Yeah.
You're just
I
kind of
know.
like,
It's like,
oh,
why
okay.
did she get so angry and why did her mom pass out? Why did she make people pass out?
I tried to stay engaged. Like, I kept leaning over Sterling. And I'm like, okay. Like, they're going very homage-y, like the jet coming out of the. I'm sorry.
Just
She's
yell
sitting
at him
here-
on
she's
the
sitting here
mic.
yelling at me.
Get closer to the mic.
Dilly
is
and
what
I are
she's
trying to share a mic right here, and I feel like we're gonna end up making out by the end of this.
I'd
Just
love
talk,
to see
just talk
that.
close.
Well, anyhow,
Oh,
I like the beginning.
We almost just had a moment.
Yeah. A little bit of tongue.
I like the beginning that they were trying to do a very 90s cartoon like reference, but then it just kept not paying off. It was the most boring piece of trash I'd ever.
I
Yeah.
almost was
really
going to
was
ask you
boring.
guys if we could walk out.
It really was kind of boring. Like, there was a time
Did
where
you-
I was thinking about something else, and then I'm like, oh, wait, I'm watching a movie.
Are you honestly like you really were feeling that?
Yes.
That's how I was too. I was like, I want to watch the rest of it so we can do the podcast, but at the same time, I felt like that's why I kept putting my head in my hands. Just what is happening right now?
Yeah, I knew it was bad, and so how you were sitting is it was Clayton, me, Shmee, and then Dilly.
Scalardo.
The Scalardo, I couldn't tell if he hated it or whatnot.
Yeah, he was keeping it really close to the chest. Like,
Put my
I felt
poker
like
face on.
he
Yeah.
really did, because the three of us were like squirming, we were laughing, and Dilly was just over there kind of being.
You know, because it was
Quiet.
almost so bad that it was good for me.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I agree
I got to
with
play
that.
a little bit of devil's advocate because
Oh.
I thought your boy was going to fall asleep because it's a little past my bedtime.
Oh,
but
me
it actually
too.
kind of kept me, like, the storyline. I'm not saying it was the best, but it kept my attention. I see you looking around the room. But
the
I
setting
yeah.
is so bad. And then
It
like
was trash,
the
but
whole like train scene where they're like, let us out. let us
help
out.
you.
Oh
And
my
then
God, I know,
the
yeah.
whole like swirling of the train. You're like, what is going on?
My tipping point where I gave up all hope for the rest of the movie was the tug of war with the helicopter.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God,
Have
that
you
was
ever seen
but
a
no,
worse scene in a movie?
No, that's when we all started cracking up because remember it was like coming towards them and the blades or whatever, and then one army guy was like leaning back, and I'm like, why don't you just move away from
Well,
the blades?
My thing is when he was
What was
leaning
he
back.
doing?
When he was leaning back, I was like, is it gonna cut his throat or like we gonna see something cool? And then it's all like, get in the chopper
What?
and get
He
out
made
of
him
here.
get in
And
the
you're like,
chopper?
Get in the chopper.
And then he like threw the chopper away,
That was-
and then it recovered, and then oh God,
that was my whole thing. I was like, am I watching an Arnold movie? Get to the chopper.
the chopper.
My people are expendable.
It was.
And who the jumps in a helicopter that is about to go down? All the guys rush and
yeah, they're
jump
like,
in
"Let's
there.
get
Like,
in."
hell no.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd have been
I'm
like-
out. I'm running through the jungle at that
The-
point.
seriously.
No, I'd have been like, did you see the other chopper? Because it went down and it blew up. So I'm out.
That was so dumb. The chopper thing was so
Oh, it was so
bad.
terrible.
And just them trying to control it, just the
Oh.
acting of it was so terrible.
No, nothing.
The lean back.
Oh yeah, the lean. Yeah. Hold on,
It's
I
like he's
gotta-
releasing like a baby bird into the
Seriously,
sky. It's like,
yeah.
go
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the old Ninja Turtle toys?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember Shredder? How his arms were all like super
Oh, yeah.
tweaked out. That's every time that Magneto used his powers. That's all I could think of. He's like,
That whole
You know what,
scene-
and I
love how they just get there and they're like, we're here for her. It's like, who? Jean Grey. And you're like, yeah, we all know that. You know what I mean?
or how about her turning into Gene Henson and puppeteering McAvoy up
That
the
was
stairs?
so-
oh God, that
scene.
was so
No, that was
bad.
D-
Oh, are you
dude.
kidding me? I
And-
can't believe
and
they
then
did
the
that.
best
just
part-
like lift him up and
That's-
bring him up
yeah,
the
exactly.
stairs.
You
Don't
don't
make
need
him
to drag
walk
them.
like that.
No,
Oh.
the best part is that you watch it. She's super rough with him walking up the stairs, but then she gently like lays him down on the staircase. I'm gonna just gently lay you down.
I also really loved that Magneto showed up to kill her, and she's like, "You failed at that. I'm gonna show you how to do that." And then she started crushing his head with the helmet.
But
which
she
I thought
doesn't
was
kill
great.
him.
But then she stopped it and threw him out. And
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
"So you
like,
didn't
why?
show him how
Yeah.
to kill somebody?"
The
And also
worst
her
part-
hand movement, she's like,
yeah.
just so bad.
She did the dilly
Yeah,
bridge clamp.
Exactly.
Yeah, patented bridge, the bridge clamper.
Yeah.
No, the best or where it was the worst for me was when they tried to like harden up the movie and had Cyclops drop the F-bomb.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's right. I love in the entire theater, the four of us go, "Oh,
I know, right?
Yeah. Ooh, he dropped the
You're not allowed to
F-bomb.
say
It was
that.
so edgy. you
Yeah.
know?
Dad's gonna be so
Oh
upset.
God, Cyclops is honestly,
Somebody
he's
edit
the
that.
worst. He's such a freaking goober.
Yes, in these movies he is a goober, but in the comics he is awesome.
Oh,
So can I take it in a different direction? Then what would you do now that this is done and over with? What would you do with the property? Because you and I have talked about this before. What does Disney do with? with
I've
X-Men?
said you start off with Cyclops.
Yeah, I totally agree. If you did some type of like high school kind of do what they're doing with Spider-Man, where you have this different type of movie, maybe like a high school movie around Cyclops, then you could build a franchise.
Because that's my thing is what I think would be cool about Cyclops. Cyclops in the cartoons, he's like a quarterback, real big, like muscular guy. And like if you did a high school movie where he's in high school, gets injured, and like
maybe something John Hughes-esque.
Yeah.
You know, have it sort of like romantic and funny, and then you just lay the mutant stuff on the top of it. It would follow along with what Marvel's been doing with the MCU. I'm sorry, man, dude, Sheila is so pissed at me right now.
I love it.
I'm sorry.
Shit, her dad.
it's gonna be so annoying to listen to this whole podcast.
Oh,
you
damn,
have
girl.
to talk into the microphone.
All right, that's my bad.
Everyone's gonna
I don't
strain.
wanna, yeah, there it was. I don't want to let
113.
it's just, I don't want to let Scarlardo.
Yeah, I said it out
not
loud.
have the mic. I know he called me out.
Yeah, Dad's gonna be mad at you. So just remember, guys, if you don't see Clayton's face in any of the pictures, because Dad cut him out.
And Shmi got mad.
So
She-Lord.
no, that would be my best case scenario with these. Is that's kind of how you go at it, because I don't think why I think they could do it with Cyclops, because Cyclops always been a afterthought in all these movies, where you could build something around him instead of trying to go with Jean Grey, which they've done before,
Right.
or do Mystique or Wolverine. You go with a character that is still super well known, but do a different spin that people are like, oh my gosh, I love this. Like, this is awesome. You know what I mean?
I also thought it was really, really bad not having Wolverine involved at all. Because like that part of the Phoenix Saga really helps when you have two different guys struggling over what to do about her.
Oh, right.
And they tried to do that with Charles and
Right.
Mystique.
Magneto.
Oh.
And then the Hank's character, I don't know, the movie was flawed from beginning to end.
Dude, Mystique was terrible in this
Straight
movie.
hot mess of a
Yeah,
movie.
she was really bad. It's
Like,
I think
horrible.
that they don't want to do these movies anymore.
Well, I mean, they knew the writing on the wall that it was over. You know what I mean? But for the actors, like, you really look at it, it felt like they just phoned it in, that they were just like, it's over anyways. What do we care? But all those actors, I've seen them in other movies. I'm like, gosh, this is awesome. But this, I was just like, they just kind of looked around and being like, hey, we're collecting a paycheck. Let's just
Right.
do whatever we want.
And I hate just crapping on something because it takes a lot to write this and to direct it, put it all together. It's a lot of work, but at the same time, we came and paid money to watch this, and it was disappointing on all levels, from writing to acting to even the visual effects were a hot mess. The design, the costumes were awful. I don't know.
The X-Men
But,
costumes.
people give DC such a hard time. I feel this was way better than BVS, or BVS was way better than this. Aquaman was better than this.
Oh yeah, Aquaman.
Justice League I liked better than this. I mean, this was horrible, and I did a boycott last time of Apocalypse, and I wish I would have not seen this movie.
So this is like basically the bottom of the barrel for you in terms.
It's
X's.
so funny to me is because I feel that way, and it shows you that it is very hard to make a superhero movie. It's a very fine line of making it really good.
Right, or like early cheese.
Yeah, and
so
this
true.
movie just did not hit.
It
Yeah.
reminded me of Suicide Squad, when there is no attempt to make a decent movie. It basically is like you just want to use the setting. I hate that. I want to see you tell a really cool, interesting story. And that's what all the MCU movies, I think, are incredibly relatable. They tell really good stories about these characters. In this, it was incoherent. Who's the main character of the story? What was their journey? I think writers...
Well, I mean, it was Jean Grey, if anything.
But that's not... I think we've gotten so far away from the hero's journey that when you see it up on screen, there's no attachment. None of us cared about anything. It's not like we cared if Jean died or lived. It didn't matter.
And where else I felt their big fault is when the villains came, there was a flash in the light, and then
Yeah.
they come out of the woods, and
I
you're
know.
like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
explaining that was just
They didn't
stupid.
explain anything.
Yeah, you're just like, okay.
Well, I didn't
It's
get
up
it.
for interpretation.
Right.
That dog barking was driving me crazy, and I was like, please just do something about this. And then you're like, oh, never mind. This was even worse. They just walk out.
Right, I'd rather
of
hear the
this-
dog bark.
Yeah, they walk out of the woods, and this lady doesn't even say nothing, and then it's just like, I'm gonna walk into this dinner party, and this guy's stomach
It's gonna
is going
twirl.
to hurt
It's gonna twirly twirl.
for eating all that chicken.
Let's not we forget the mutant with the hair.
Oh,
What was with the dreads? The
That was
attack
so
of like
Oh my
bad.
god, the
Medusa?
dreads were his mutant power?
Ugh.
Oh jeez.
Oh, homeboy from Magneto's team.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, his dreads were like choking people out.
dude, the one light for the movie
Oh,
for
yes.
me was, come on, dude,
Yeah.
you guys already know who's the best part of this movie. Nightcrawler.
Dude,
There was a lot of.
No,
you call
I
that
loved
Bam thing or
Nightcrawler.
whatnot?
I thought
He was my favorite
I
part
liked
of
when
the
he like
entire
came
movie.
out in that little kind of like scene on the train, and he just got
He finally like
pissed.
grew a pair. and,
He's like, oh,
he got loked up.
Well, and I liked how they kind of made him like, I don't know, like this young, just kind of like didn't know what to do, where he's just like, are you hurt? He's like, yeah, like I am hurt. You know what I mean? Like he looks scared.
Yeah.
And then, he's just kind of bamfing around, which bamf.
Yeah.
Which I like, but I
I
always
like the
liked
bamf
his
bamf.
character.
I love him just popping around.
But what did make me laugh, and Clayton over there had me dying when he was like, take my hand, I'll show you where to go. And he drops him off in Central Park. He's like, why weren't you just like, hey, drop me off in Central Park? You're like, okay.
Like, there was no need for that.
Yeah.
Xavier had to show him where they were going. He could have just said Central Park. I don't
It
get it.
was so funny. I know Nightcrawler has to be able to see where he's got to go, but it was just so dumb. I'll
Yeah.
show you where to go. And it's like, oh, we're going to Central Park? All right.
I can't stand in these whole X-Men, like newer ones, where Xavier has to touch his effing head to talk to somebody or to see something. That drives me freaking crazy.
Buddy and I were dying laughing when he was having people push buttons for him.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like,
Right.
he's a master of telekinetics. How is he not just pushing
Yeah,
his
he's like,
own
beep,
buttons?
But the best part is his hands are right next to the controls. Turn that knob for me over there. It's like,
Why can't you
I
do
You
it?
can't walk. You're not like a paraplegic.
I wanted him to turn to him and be like, turn your own knobs, jag off. It was just super funny. You're like,
It's so
what
dumb.
is
I
go-"
don't like the way
But
they
the
make
worst,
him.
I don't know why she always made me cringe every time she came on the scene. Storm.
I know.
Oh, she was
I feel
terrible.
like, you know what? Halle Berry was sucked at Storm too. I feel like Storm could be such a good, awesome character, but they don't do it good.
Right. I think
I
She's
hated
kinda
her
lame.
accent too.
everybody's seen
Yeah.
Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like strong female
Yeah.
characters with African
Yeah.
background. Like Aurora is such an amazing character, and you guys just, I don't know, do not give her any space to be a cool character.
Yeah.
That really, honestly, all the stupid stuff aside, was the biggest issue with the movie. There wasn't any character development.
Right.
at all.
When did she become Thor? Like she's just
Yeah.
pulling lightning out. And
Yeah.
then did you see her in
It's
the
like,
classroom?
can't she control it, not
she was like a
create
science
it?
teacher or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
that
like
was like,
doing
that
the
looked
thing.
like a scene from Hogwarts. That was embarrassing.
She's like going up and down
Yeah.
with it, and I'm like, wait, how are you just pulling lightning out of your
Yeah.
Her
butt here?
powers are to control weather,
Exactly.
not just
Yeah.
create
Ex-
lightning.
Oh God,
I
exactly.
wanted to be like, where's Mjolnir? Like, did you borrow
Meow
the
meow?
hammer from Meow Meow?
And that's a perfect example of not taking the source material seriously. Like you see in a lot of the MCU movies, even when they change things, they do a lot of homage to the original source material. But this is just like, I don't know, they constantly were slapping you in the face with just, we don't care.
Well,
Right.
yeah, my thing was they were like, we think this is going to look cool, so that's what we're going to do. And you're like, okay, well, this is freaking terrible.
It was so
It was
bad.
just such a bad movie. Like, I'm sitting there and Shmi, at one point, K-pop, I guess,
K-pop.
or Cheese Whiz is what we like to call her around here. She just kind of rolled over and she's like, the Doco Theater downtown has heated seats. This doesn't. I'm cold. I think I'm going to take a nap. And I'm just like, and then I looked at her right in the face and I said, what did you do?
I said, yeah, I was wondering what was going on. You're like all stretched out.
Yeah.
taking
Well,
a
I
little
wanted.
napsy.
I
It
did
was
take
that
a
good
little
of
napsy,
movie.
but then actually it started getting a little good in the train where there was like fighting and stuff. So I kind of sat up, but
There were, with Magneto and the Kurt, there
He-
was some cool action sequences. But for the most part, I love he pulled up the subway just to block them.
I know.
Like, that was so much use of his power for nothing.
seriously, and also like for no reason. He just pulled it through the door behind him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of sick when he crushed everybody up in that one.
No,
train.
No,
That
that
was
was
dope.
really cool.
That was, like, the
that
best
was super
part for
cool.
me.
Yeah.
I just feel bad because a lot of people worked on this. Like you guys know
Yeah, my
somebody
boy
who worked on
Curtis.
it, and it's like I get it, but at the same time, that is garbage. Like we should not have had to pay money to see that. Honestly,
It's just hard because, you know, now I think Disney's kind of like, "Ugh, we want to wait a while to like come out with something. But I feel even if they did it in 2 years and like put out a good one, all would be forgotten of the old ones.
Yeah.
Because the superhero genre and movies have changed completely.
so who do you go with for Wolverine?
That's the hard part. I want a no name, like somebody, because you could build somebody.
Yeah.
I
Someone
mean,
just coming on the scene.
yeah, you know what I mean? I look at what they've done with a lot of these people. I mean, Chris Hemsworth really wasn't anybody to like write home about. And I mean, now he's a household name. You know, Tom Holland is now a huge actor. You have a lot of these guys. I mean, Chris Evans was already big before he was Captain America. Robert Downey Jr. was definitely on his down.
They kind of lifted him back up. He obviously was known, but he wasn't doing well.
Not what
it
he
kind
is
of revitalized his career. For sure,
yeah,
Iron
it
Man.
really did. What about Chris Pratt? I know that he was, of course, known from Parks and Rec, but was he really
this
that known?
This shot him up because then he got to do Jurassic World.
Right.
I think it's launched a lot of people's careers. I just think it's funny.
Well, look at perfect example is Scarlett Johansson. I mean, she was doing some stuff, but nothing like what she's doing now.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Think she's always been in
because she had like Lucy. She
that was
did.
after it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is
quite a
after
bit.
the
I
Marvel
see.
movies.
After,
like,
but I think
did
before
a lot
she was
a lot before.
She
but
was
not
known. I mean,
blockbuster hits like she's doing
No, I
now.
get- no, that's
Everything
true.
she touches turns to gold.
I don't know enough about this to say anything for sure, so I'm gonna just say
Whatever, I'll stand my ground.
Your ground.
I stand my ground.
the Mad King has spoken.
Yeah, it's true, and my word is final.
So this has 24% on Rotten Tomatoes with critics.
It's up to 24.
It was
at 19 earlier.
Yeah, when I checked, it was at 19.
Oh, wait, when did you check today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's gone down because I checked this morning. You think it's gone down?
It was 19 like before it came. I don't know.
Oh,
5,
shoot.
6 o'clock.
Oh wow.
So that's like the worst one. The next one that's got a really terrible one is the X-Men Origins Wolverine is at 37%.
That's the one with Deadpool where they first showed Deadpool with it was Ryan Reynolds and they made him into X whatever.
Yeah, hold on.
X.
The one with
The X-Men Origins in 2009.
yeah, that was the one with Wolverine.
Yeah.
where
that
they
was
had
garbage.
Deadpool in
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so they did. So that one got 37%. And then X-Men Apocalypse got 47%. So this is this is the lowest, obviously.
What are your standouts?
Oh no, she is right. It's up to
Probably like
22.
The first, what was it? The first one was decent.
The first one was
X-Men
good.
1?
I loved First Class. I don't know if that's cool.
Hold on,
to
so-
like.
Are we going from on this list? Are you going from worst or are you going from X-Men numbers down?
Well, I was just saying the 3 worst, and then they were just saying like, "What's your standouts? Like, what are your favorite
I
X-Men?"
apologize. Did I hijack your?
No, it's
yeah,
fine.
you did.
No, go
No,
back
I'm
to
just
the
joking.
list. I'm sorry. I can't
No,
see
so
anything over this huge
she
mic.
has All right, so we'll go X-Men 1. Would you say that was a good movie or no? X-Men 1?
I kind of
Yeah,
like the
I
first
liked
one.
I like
Oh, I
X-Men
like it.
1.
Decent, yeah.
I'm
I like
fine
it.
with it.
I can get through it. It's fine, but it's not a good movie to me. I don't like.
For when it came out and it being the first ever, I was super pumped
Oh,
on
yeah.
it, and I loved X-Men back then.
I was bummed that Wolverine didn't really use his claws. I always have been. That's why Logan was
Phenomenal.
on my up. And that thing that we watched, the X-Men Wolverine versus Hulk.
Oh,
anytime
yeah,
you
on
get to see
Netflix.
Wolverine use his blades is
Yeah,
Yeah. So then number 2 is X-Men 2. I really liked that one.
yeah.
I like that one better than X-Men 1.
That
So-
X2's decent. They got
so-
Colossus in that.
X-Men 1 got what on Rotten Tomatoes?
81%. X2 got 85.
Wait,
So
was
they did pretty good.
Was 2 when they're like up in the Statue of Liberty at the end, or is that 1?
Or is that Last Stand?
No, Last Stand's in San Francisco.
Oh, that's
I
right.
think you're right. I think it's the first
Yeah.
one. Aren't they? No.
Yeah, in the Statue of Liberty. I know.
I think it's X2.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2, but
I think you're
I
right.
think you're
confused
right.
with one.
Two ends in Alaska. You remember? Isn't that all about Project or Weapon X? When they go
Oh,
up to Alaska.
jeez, this is terrible. We don't know this stuff. I haven't watched them in a long
Okay.
time.
And
That's
that's reinforcing that
Yeah.
the movies aren't that great.
That's
Exactly. So then the next one is Last Stand.
That one was terrible.
which got
that
57%, did really
was
bad.
horrible. Remember, he moves the Golden Gate Bridge over to
Oh god.
the
Alcatraz. Oh yeah, terrible. I hated that one. That's where I was like, oh, this is falling apart at the seams.
So then X-Men Origins Wolverine,
Ugh.
37%, did
That was-
super terrible. I was actually telling Logan earlier today because, I didn't grow up reading X-Men comics, so the X-Men was all new to me when they were making these movies. So I really liked the origin story of Wolverine because I had no idea where Wolverine came from. I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm just saying I learned from it, and that's why I enjoyed it.
That Ryan Reynolds Deadpool character was so bad, and he sewed his mouth shut,
Oh
and you're
yeah,
just like,
I do remember that. But again, I didn't know who Deadpool was. I still didn't even then really know what it would then turn into. I had no idea who he was.
My all-time favorite X-Men crossover is with Wildcats. An artist by the name of Travis Tress did all the art for it. I'll have to bring it to you guys. It's some of the best drawings of Wolverine I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's called Wildcats? Or what was it?
X-Men versus Wildcats.
Oh,
or
okay.
X-Men
Ooh.
Wildcats.
Cool.
Check that out.
Check it. And then the next we have First Class, which is 86%, pretty good.
yeah.
Then we have The Wolverine. Do you guys remember this? Logan was kind of confused.
That was the one with where they brought in
Silver
Gambit.
Samurai.
Yeah, and they brought in Gambit, which was so bad. It was actually the guy that plays oh my gosh, from Friday Night Lights in the show.
Oh. I know-
Riggins, the guy that plays
okay.
Riggins.
Okay.
He played Gambit, and I was super excited because I was always a huge Gambit fan, and that was terrible. Like, just terrible.
You know, it got 71%, so it's not.
People obviously like it.
Yeah. And that's critic, and audience was 69, so it didn't do terrible. I mean, that's not great, but it didn't do terrible. And then there's X-Men Days of Future Past.
I didn't
I
like
think
that
I
one
saw
either.
that.
Okay, so that got 90% critics.
Everybody really likes
I
that one.
loved Days of Future Past. Loved it. And then we've got X-Men Apocalypse.
I've still never seen that movie. Yeah,
which is-
Clayton.
Clayton,
Can you
put the phone
pay
down,
We got
attention?
sidetracked.
please. Apocalypse is 47%.
Yeah,
Apocalypse is. I
That
watched
one-
it on HBO.
I've never
a
seen
couple
it.
months ago.
It looks
was
so
awful.
bad.
And then Logan is 93%. That did really well.
that was the best one of them all.
And then Dark Phoenix, 24%.
Ugh.
Ouch.
And then the new one is going to be the New Mutants, which is next year.
Do you consider? And that's that horror one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. That
I
looks
don't really
kinda
know.
cool.
I just looked up X-Men movies, and that was at the end of the list. So
Oh man, I lost it.
I think what's really cool about the superhero genre is it's changing into something else. Brightburn just came out. You're talking about New Mutants, like it's a horror / superhero type
yeah,
of movie.
I kind of am into it.
I think it's cool to change up the genre a little
Right,
bit.
and the kind of like good guy always doing like
Yeah.
good against evil type of thing.
Well, and it's also like kind of like mashups, like Kill Bill. You know, it's like like almost like a samurai type Western type
Right.
feel to it.
Yeah.
And I like that kind of mashup stuff.
Yeah.
Same with Logan is definitely like a Western type of feel, but it's still a superhero movie. So seeing them kind of change up the genre is always really fun. So
Do you consider the Deadpool movies to be X-Men movies?
Well, so when I looked up this list, and you can see these two crossed out are the Deadpool movies. And when I mentioned it to Logan, he's like, "Well, those aren't X-Men movies."
no.
But the X-Men show up in both.
And you know what's funny is
There's
I
only
really
a
like,
in the
couple,
second-
yeah.
but I
second
really
one, though.
like the X-Men in the Deadpool movies. I almost like the X-Men like in those more than some of the X-Men movies.
Yeah, because Colossus is the main character.
Colossus
But
is
see,
cool.
if they would have went rated R with X-Men from the get-go,
Oh yeah.
it might have changed everything, and you might be seeing a whole different style of movies. But they went PG-13 all the way through because they thought that's where their audience would be.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was rated R, it would be such a better show. you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Like such a bigger audience, just all around. Like you said, it's just too PG.
And that's where they screwed up because if you look at Deadpool's like, there's an audience out there if we make it well enough. And they did.
Right. Yeah.
But X-Men, that is where I felt they tried of dropping the F-bomb and trying to be tough. And it's like, no, it's too late for that.
Right.
I was gonna ask you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys when I started watching it. I thought that the tone of it in Marvel is like much more jovial, right? They get some dark stuff in there, but there's a lot of joking and sort of having fun with the genre. This was completely serious the entire time.
Right.
So I think if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna go dark, go R, go really dark. But otherwise, it becomes laughable. Like we're all laughing at it,
like legit.
The brooding music constantly,
Yeah.
like dun 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 dun. It never relents. You don't even have fun at the movie.
Right.
Well, and even that scene in this movie where Beast is talking to Xavier, and he's like, admit it. Like, even that didn't feel like there was really conflict. It was just kind of like, oh, I threw a glass. And you're like, where's the raw emotion? You're a beast. Like, throw stuff. Get crazy. And he's just like, admit to me now. And you're like,
Yeah.
Well, and none of that made sense to me. They just saved the world a couple times. Like, this one falling out, this one issue made them all lose faith in each other. Like, Hank's character had he's supposed to be a genius, right? And he sounded like a petulant child. I dislike that character completely. Not
And
my
it
beast.
sucks.
Hashtag
Not my
yeah,
beast.
It definitely wasn't blue enough for sure.
No. It was just not. And
No, it
Mystique
just-
looked really bad.
I mean, it's
Well,
like
I
Clayton
actually
said,
no,
it
her
was-
wig and hair was kind of terrible, but I actually thought her skin looked kind of better this time. It was like a little more textured and like not so like
Her
starkly
hair
blue.
looked terrible.
Yeah, the wig is bad. But wait, can I ask
And-
a question?
Sansa's hair.
What?
Jean, her hair looked bad the entire movie, dude.
I liked when it
Looked
was
like a rat's nest.
when it was
as a kid, you had a hell of freckles. Like, what happened? They just all
Yeah.
disappeared. Like
Yeah.
nothing,
No
nothing jived.
that
with the
definitely
movie.
happens.
Like,
They're like,
you definitely
oh,
get less freckles
they're
as
all, we
you
need to
age.
find a redheaded girl. It doesn't matter what.
Well, and I just want them to have the balls to show the costume, the well, I don't know what you call it, the outfit from Dark Phoenix. Like, show us the sash and the
Oh,
green
yeah.
and the like
Something.
I don't know, just be cool with it. But they couldn't do it. At any point could they had fun with this movie.
No.
there was literally no fun.
No, one of my.
There's zero
Whose
fun.
blood
tried
is
to-
that? Whose blood is that? I know whose blood that is.
They
Like-
did have the one like ex-women reference
Oh.
in the beginning, and that was literally like
That was
it. And it wasn't. It sucked.
no, but it's so bad because like actually funny enough. I'm sorry to bring him up so many times, but Logan was kind of like feels like this whole like woman movement is like over. He's just kind of like over it. He's like, have we done it enough? You know? And I feel like they were so trying to be like, oh, let's hit on that woman thing, you know? And it's just like, come on, man.
Totally. And there's a difference between having a strong female character. Show us a strong female character. Stop
Right.
trying to point at it and
Exactly.
use it to push an agenda.
Yeah, it's
Because
almost like worse.
you're it's patronizing.
Exactly.
Like, just go ahead and make a strong female character. That's it. We love it.
You don't have to talk about it. Or point it out constantly. But I'm sorry, I have a question real quick. So Mystique dies.
Mm-hmm.
But how does she come back?
I don't think they're coming back. This is done.
No,
They're
it's
moving-
over.
No, but she's alive when they're older.
Well,
Oh, you're right. You're right.
yeah,
you're
but
right,
the
you're right.
timeline is changed now, I thought.
They always
What?
come back.
But like when it's Sir Patrick guy and
I thought the timelines have changed.
I think in the big scheme of things, Dark Phoenix is actually reborn a couple times, right?
Yeah, because I thought, she has changed the timeline. Like I know in the comics now she's wiped everybody out and they've started fresh, but I don't really know, like...
No, I think Shmi's right. Because they've tried, in the last couple movies, they've tried to piecemeal all of the other movies to all fit together.
Yeah, I thought
you're
that's
totally right. This is completely gone.
Oh, because I just thought that like they, the movies that they made before was like in this time frame, and then all these movies they're making now is like, oh, this was back before that when they were younger.
Well, it's
And
very
Mystique is like,
convoluted.
what's her
Galaxy,
name?
man.
Like, what's her name? Remain Stamos or whatever. Like, she gets old, she
Yeah.
grows old.
Yeah, no,
Er.
you're right. I don't know. They just kind of dropped that. It was like maybe nobody will pay
Dude,
attention.
we
What?
didn't even
Who
stay...
would pay attention to that? She's
we
blue.
didn't even stay for a post-credit scene.
No, I
We're
know,
like,
I-
we're good.
No, I had to get the heck out of there.
Dude, I can't believe people clapped.
Oh my God, 3 people clapped, and I just want to call these 3 people out. What is
Dude,
wrong with you?
You missed it. When we were cracking jokes at one point, Clayton kind of got up and was like starting to laugh, and the guy next to me, next to Clayton, like started giving him like a
He was
scowl
not happy.
that
He
we were
was not
cracking
happy that
jokes.
Because
we
he
were
liked
laughing.
it, you
I'm
think?
guessing, or we're
Or
ruining
maybe,
his
yeah,
experience.
people just want to watch a movie in peace.
Oh, it was so
I
bad.
put 2 claps down at the end.
Did you?
Like not even a
like a
It was
It was
just
almost like a
2,
slow
and that
clap.
was it. Maybe
Like
3,
almost sarcastic.
just because the people right next to me were clapping, and I wanted to,
I didn't know you were
so
such a people
2
pleaser.
claps.
Clayton.
That's
2
almost
claps
like
up.
more disrespectful.
That was the clap back.
It just kills me that the 90s cartoon did a better version of this
so
story.
good.
Then how many times are they going to try to do this story and fail? I don't know. It's very disappointing.
It's just
Best part about the movie, the It trailer.
Oh yes.
Oh my god, I got scared during that trailer.
So good.
honestly,
Sheila is curled up into a ball. No, I don't want to
I
watch
really
this.
did.
I don't want to watch this.
I really did get scared because at first, like, I'm just watching this trailer. I'm like, God, this is kind of a boring, long trailer. And then that lady peeks her head, and I'm like, I got so scared.
Speaking of which, so that girl is the same girl that was in this movie, right? That was the alien. It's the same girl.
That is the same
It's
girl.
the same girl, right? And then in the movie, in X-Men, she said, "You're not his little girl" or something. I was like, are they trying to make some sort of It crossover
No.
mention of it?
Deep sockets. Talking about
No,
deep
you know what it
sockets?
is with deep sockets is that she needs eyelashes.
Yes.
Because they didn't put any like eyelashes or mascara on her since she has really blonde eyelashes. She just, you could just really see the accentuation of her deep eye socket.
yeah.
Me showing her profession.
It took me a while to remember what's his name was Ready Player One. That was Cyclops.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, you just
I knew
made that
those
connection
puffy
for
lips
me.
from somewhere.
Oh
was-
God, I hated that guy's mouth. He
And they kept showing it was all puckered up.
it was
It's
hella
like, stop
pucks,
that.
dude. He needed
Put
some
some
gloss.
chapstick on that or something.
What you licking your lips for?
He's a hardcore rapper, but he's glossy.
Oh, good old Jamie
Oh,
Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
But yeah, that's all I got on that movie. That is womp womp.
Womp,
Trash.
womp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To quote Goat. Trash.
So no shitting on that?
No,
No,
God,
God,
no.
no.
Not
If you
even a hint.
If you had to put a number to it,
like how?
Negative
1 out
3.
of 10 or whatnot.
Yeah,
Or 2.
yeah.
Because
I
Nightcrawler.
do agree that it was entertaining and flashy enough to keep your interest, but only in laughing at it. So maybe like a 2, maybe.
Buddy, do you think that Sansa, that actress, is
I think
good
she's-
in
no.
Game of Thrones?
Yeah, she's great in Game of Thrones, but in here, this sounds bad, and I could be wrong, but this is all I've seen her in is X-Men and Game of Thrones. She's not a very good actress. In Game of Thrones, she has lines, but she's just angry all the time, and she's very good with, like, stone face and
Yeah.
just giving lines. But in this, you have to, like, interact with people. You're kind of like, like her in front of a green screen, I think she struggles with.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you
I
gotta
could see
like
that.
show
Yeah,
that
she
raw
doesn't have-
emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you seen her like comments and interviews and stuff? She's pretty funny and quick. I think really, you're right. She's very angry and stoic in most of the like Game of Thrones stuff. I think maybe she needs a decent director to give her something because really this was direction, 100%. You know,
Yeah.
when it
Well,
when
and
a
her
movie breaks
dialogue
down-
was terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that part, like with her and her dad, I was like getting really excited because I'm like, this is where she's going to like flip and change. But that part was so bad. And then when the whole like helicopter thing kept coming.
Yeah.
Or no, the cars, and she was like, no. And
Yeah.
it just kind of flipped. You're like, okay.
And I don't even know why the police showed up in the first place. What were they
Well,
doing
they were looking
there?
for her.
The
But-
police were?
But she was about to like, when she freaks out and like, stop. She was about to do that at her dad's house, and then all of a sudden it's all good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Right.
the chopper starts coming and
Right.
she's fine. It's like, why couldn't you do that before?
I feel like she did that another time where someone just like said something. Oh, when she was with Magneto in his tent or
Oh,
whatever, his
yeah.
weird house. And something happened.
He's like, show me what you can do. And she's like
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
to blow up.
and then
it's
someone
like, oh,
comes,
no, wait, no,
like
hold
a
on.
person
The
walks
doorbell
in.
rang.
Oh my
that's,
God.
Wait a minute.
that's literally what
Hold
happened.
on.
The doorbell
I
rang.
Good now.
I forgot to talk about one part. What about the music video in the middle of the movie? in the woods where that girl's just like singing and all that white stuff's going around. She's like, I'm just loving my life. This is my music video.
That was Miley Cyrus. That was the mutant Miley Cyrus.
I was like, is she like T Swift up in this
seriously,
piece?
and what was with all that fluttering around?
Yeah.
What was that?
It was so bad. I was like,
dope.
are we watching
I'm
a
like,
music video?
Is that your mutant power?
Yeah.
You can make sparkles?
are we all just curmudgeons, or is this movie
No.
really
It's
bad?
really that
It
bad
really was
because
that bad?
I always give Goat a hard time for thinking everything is trash, but this really was bad.
Oh,
And
so
I feel
terrible.
like typically I'm pretty easy. Like sometimes before I was on the show, I would listen to it and I'm like, God, they hate everything. They rip everything apart. But I'm like, this was really bad. So
But-
anyway,
Yeah. We do have something for Clayton. This has been sitting in studio for quite a long time. I don't usually like giving stuff out, but this is a Star Wars comic that's been sitting here for months.
Shoot. I want to cuss
upon
so badly
months.
right now. This is amazing.
That's
love
from
Boba Fett.
HTC.
This
so
is a comic, a
R.I.P.
Star Wars
HTC.
comic.
We miss you.
we miss you
Oh,
lots.
HTC, thank you, man. This is dope. It's a Star Wars comic with Boba Fett and Dengar and I should stop naming characters
Though-
because I sound pretty nerdy right
The
now.
main reason why
Nerd.
I gave this to him is Clayton is not a big Star Wars fan. He's not known to love Star Wars, but what did just open was Star Wars Land at Disneyland.
And what's that called?
Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Galaxy's
Fired up
Edge. So Creighton was telling us earlier, which I didn't know this, that there's like a time limit. You can only
Yeah.
be in there for 4 hours.
Yes.
And then you have to leave.
Yeah, so you have like a wristband. And
Only 4 hours.
Only.
one,
Whoa, you think that's
It's
too
right
long?
now.
Long time.
I think
Oh,
it's
no.
right now.
That's not long time.
It's supposed to open up in June, the end of June. I think it's just open to everybody. Right now, though, you only have a certain amount of time.
Yeah, but I think what's cool is so like you have a wristband and there's stormtroopers going around. If it starts to get close to the time, they'll tell you that the First Order is looking for you and you need to get out of there.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is really cool. And then if they catch you like after your time limit, they'll boot you out,
That's cool.
which I think is kind of fun.
But
like
what would be really fun is to try to evade them, right? And
Oh,
like
yeah.
hide or whatever.
Which
Let's do it.
It'll
Can
be
be done.
funny. We'll see, like, if somebody tries to do that and it escalates into an issue.
dude, what if like Darth Vader came out and he's like, come with me? And I'll be
Vader's
like,
dead in this timeline.
no, I thought it's all,
Hashtag spoiler.
I thought it's all like,
No, it's
What about
it's
Darth Maul?
completely
it's themed
all
to the
new.
new movies. So like Kylo Ren and all them. Yeah, I mean,
Or
they
maybe
do,
Kylo Ren comes out. That'd be dope.
That'd be dope.
they do. They have a whole area where his ship is actually docked, and stormtroopers come out, and he like comes out and does a show, and then walks around all of the land and interacts with guests.
So what I need to know is you can have a crew of 4, right? Six to fly the Falcon. Now, we already know the Mad King is driving.
And you know who's Chewie?
Yep, that's right.
What? I'm.
Yeah, I'm Han. Clayton's Chewie.
Is Logan 3PO? Shut him up or shut him down.
Yeah. And then Michelle can be Leia because, I mean, love interest. Shmi, you can be a gunner or something.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm main character.
Main character material. What is that? R2D2 in the back?
Yeah,
Solving problems?
R2.
No.
And then Dilly
about
gets to be,
Scolordo?
yeah, you get to be C-3PO.
Okay, we'll take that.
I think that's pretty good.
Wait,
And
I-
that is for your comment on the IG story the other day, by the way. That is why you got
Cheese
pushed.
whiz.
Yeah, you got pushed to R2.
I just felt like the sidekicks deserve to know that other people work out too.
Not you.
I did go to the gym. I sent
Beg to diffs.
a video afterwards. You could see the gleam of sweat.
That was probably the
Just
mist
a
left
trickle.
over from when you were getting misted with the cheese whiz.
That video was funny.
Oh my
Because
God.
I honestly, like, you see the emotions
Yeah.
where at first I'm like, oh, retaking a picture with my cheese.
Yeah.
And then
I saw
You're
that
getting
Elder,
me wet.
Elder Nickerson was in the comment section. That was fun.
Oh.
Burger Man is what we like to refer to him on the show as.
Leroy.
No.
No, Leroy Owen Nickerson.
Yeah, Leroy Owen Nickerson. Burger Man.
The Burger Man.
Burger Man's really trying to get on the show right now.
I don't know if the sidekicks could handle it.
No, 3 Nickersons is too many.
We're talking about Papa Nickerson being on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would hate giving up that attention.
That's the main
'Cause he
reason why
would
it's not allowed.
Steal the show.
Oh
from
God,
me.
he would steal the show.
That's why
Oh.
you can't come on.
Oh, exactly. You think it's pretty much what it is. It's I'm like Darth Vader and then he's the Emperor. You know what I mean? Like he's just that much worse.
And he
than
even
me.
looks like a newscaster. I feel like
Yeah.
he would just really have like a radio voice.
Shows up as Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
Scotch.
That would be really fun.
That'd be so
We haven't
good.
heard from Burger Man in a long time. Maybe he'll send us a voice memo or something like that.
Come on, Burger Man.
Has he does those for you guys? Does he
He's
write in
done
or-
them before, but I mean that was a long, long time ago.
been a while.
It's crazy thinking how long we've been doing this. Creighton, I did want to ask you real fast if you can give some of our listeners maybe a little update on Plantbound.
I would more than love to. We've been putting out a lot more content lately. We're getting geared up to do a Kickstarter. We still are building the world, but we're almost finished with it. We've done complete design work for all of the different species, main characters that you'll be able to play. I've just been finalizing a lot of the writing, but we're, it was nice when we came on the show, or when I came on the show, I don't know, what was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It was, it really motivated me to get things started here. Why am I having an issue with the mic every time? I act like Will Ferrell up here. I don't realize that I gotta just shout.
Yeah. Go.
See, and I did it again. Timestamp it. Anyways, Plantbound. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of work on it. I'm getting excited because it's almost at a place where we can give it to people and play. We're kind of excited about inviting all of the Hardly Heroes to come play a game with us, and maybe we'll do a show with it where they can listen in.
Well, and I'm really excited. I know we've kind of talked about it, but we really would like to have Jeremy on the show as well.
He will be actually in Sacramento in like 7 days, I think,
Yeah.
which is really exciting. You guys will love him. Does voices and everything, and really, I mean, Plantbound is an experience that was created by Jeremy because of the way he told stories, and he taught me how to do that, which was, I'm so thankful for. And it's just been a great partnership between both of us. I think that coming to play Plantbound is unlike any experience that you've had before. We're talking about these movies that we all love. You get to come and be a part of it and make it happen. Whether you get to be, a jester and joking around and making an idiot of yourself, or being a hero, or abandoning your friends, or betraying them. I don't know. Every game is so different, and it really encourages people to embrace this world that we've built, and the question we get asked most is, when are we playing Plantbound again? So I'm excited to play it with everybody and show what we have.
You can tell them the real question is they're like, how can I be Buddy
Buddy
in
Sturls?
this game?
Buddy
Yeah,
Sturls?
Buddy Sturls is actually
Yeah,
in
see,
the
I'm
game.
never
Yeah,
gonna
I
live-
want to be that
He's
character.
in lure.
You mean, how do we be the Pink Ranger?
Uh,
Is that-
no, the Mad
Dilly,
King
coming with it
Steraldinho.
horde. Coming with it horde.
One of the best parts of this has been putting in our friends into the games.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Little things. It's just,
No
I
shmee.
think we love homage.
K-pop.
I don't know.
Wait, it's not
Cheese
K-pop.
Whiz.
It's
Cheese-
K-Bob.
K.
Did I say K-Bob or K-pop?
K-pop?
You said K-pop.
That's what it's going in the book. That's
Yeah,
it.
K-pop.
That was
That's
the
it,
wrong
K-pop.
name.
K-pop pop.
Yeah, I want to pop pop.
But yeah, it's really fun making little homage to everybody who's contributed to Plantbound. I mean, Sturls is the reason that we got on it again in the first place. That came on the podcast and got re-energized and focused, and we're excited. I'd say about a year or so. I know I keep pushing it out, but a lot of pieces come together. I get creative stuff.
And,
right now I can't write at all.
And Jeremy actually did a couple of Facebook videos and ripped the Hardly Heroes shirt. So thank you.
So I don't know too much about Plantbound. So like, what type of game is it? Is this like a Dungeons and Dragons type of thing? Is it like a video game? Tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, 100%. This is an RPG. It's a tabletop game. We're trying to leave it open. We may actually use the property to do other types of games, miniatures, or possibly like a card game maybe. The universe is huge. It's a massive, expansive universe based on this like idea that all the suns have gone supernova and they've chased basically all the surviving species to one planet and trapped them there.
So you're kind of taking them through sun death?
It's an RPG game where you're caught on this world trying to figure out your place in it. I mean, there's anything you want to play. You want to play your Lost Boy pirate type characters. We have those. You want to play a bounty hunter like Boba Fett. We have that. I hate connecting it to other things, but we tried to cover as many bases of things that we loved in this game. And that's the draw of Plantbound. Come and be a character that you want to be, that you've watched, in a movie that you connected to, and I want to play somebody like that, or that you have completely your own creation. And
Very cool.
Plantbound's a breeding ground.
I really like the I forgot the name of the characters, the real beast looking characters.
Oh, we're talking about Gwarak?
Yeah.
The Gwarak. They're very, which is interesting. The creation of that took me a long time. Sometimes mimicry will creep into my creation, and it was hard not to mimic certain things you've seen before. But once I broke it down and made its own thing, it was amazing. It came alive, and you have these really amazing creatures that are in touch with their spirituality, and they are still really, really strong yet passionate people. They have thousands of years of history and lots of infighting and changing within leadership. But then at the heart of it, they have a very, very inspirational message about accepting people as they are. Their culture developed without judgment, so they have sexual relations are not judged on at all. So they're same-sex relationships or multi-relationships. I know it's ridiculous. It doesn't.
Genuine start playing.
Yeah, I know it sounds ridiculous, but we tried to build everything
really
even
cool.
at a base level to make this thing feel real. What goes into a society? You have food that they eat and politics and whatnot. So we built all that in. The Gwarak, though, is your boys.
Yeah, dude, they're so cool.
But what are they called? Gwarak?
The Gwarak.
Yeah, but you can go to Instagram and Are You Plantbound and see all these illustrations that Jeremy has created.
When his art is fantastic. He really made my stories come alive and make these real characters.
If you go deep enough, you'll see a drawn picture of your boy,
Buddy Sturls.
K-pop.
A legendary hero of Plantbound.
It's true.
Buddy
I'm
Sturls.
legend. Yeah, that's been the nickname that Clayton has always called me, Sturls.
Right.
So Buddy Sturls.
I like it.
I had to give homage to the person who got me back to doing this because I left it dead for a few years.
That's
Oh,
Sheboygan.
wow. That's cool.
Wait a minute! Don't be trying to steal my
Dilly Sheboygan.
slangs. I'm jazzed. I want to play.
Oh my gosh!
I know,
can't
that
wait.
sounds really cool. I've
Yeah.
never played an RPG game.
I think you would love it because you do some of the cosplay and whatnot.
Right.
It's a unique experience where you get with your friends and you basically have a movie playing that you're all taking part in. And it is, like I said, it's really interesting to see what your friends will do. Will Buddy totally betray you? Will
Right.
he have your back? And then you get to play that out in
Buddy.
real time.
The Alliance.
He's gonna betray you.
remember that?
Why would
Blood
you believe
thicker
him?
than water.
Remember that? Hey, I have a question, and this is such a terrible because I don't
Yeah.
play video games. Do you play this? What do you play this on?
So this is a pen and paper. So this is pretty much
okay.
imaginary based. You basically get with a bunch of friends. You'll have a character sheet which tells you what your character can and can't do, and you sit and you play. Basically pretend with your friends. You have a storyteller. They call him a game master or a dungeon
Okay.
master, and they tell you what the setting is, what's around you, and then you get to choose what you can do.
So, sorry, I
No,
just
go
have
for
more
it.
questions
Yeah.
because I just know a little bit about Dungeons and Dragons. So, is it kind of like that?
Almost exactly.
Where
You're-
and then I know some people that play it and they build all these models and they have all these worlds and they play with their friends. Do you
ours
do
is-
that also?
you can. Ours
Okay.
is less. Ours is more imaginary based. It's
Okay.
really just getting around and telling a story and
Okay.
getting people to interact with one another. I would say we're sitting in a room right here. What do you want to do?
Right.
And your character has a bunch of equipment or abilities, and then you choose. and me as the storyteller tries to pull you along.
I see.
Okay, I'm gonna give you. Somebody's gonna come up to you and tell you, you have a droid find you, and it, projects. You're my only hope. It's using those type of hooks to get people to move along in the story.
This sounds really cool. I want to play this.
And then you just drop down horrors on them. Everybody's just sitting, shooting the crap.
Can we play this?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I want you guys to play.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about it.
Yeah, he wants to do like
we
a
need
test.
to set a date and
Yeah.
get down on this.
I really want to. This is a good nerd challenge, I think, too, for Dilly.
Oh, for sure.
Because I have never. I mean, it's kind of almost a good nerd challenge for me too, because I've literally never played anything like this.
It's just so much fun because for me, seeing Clayton, like I knew about Plantbound when we first had met, but it had definitely been on the downtick. And to kind of see it come back, and now it's stronger than it I feel has ever been, and like seeing him and Jeremy and just how they've kind of like just reached out to us and saying thank you for getting us back into it, and just this kind of partnership, and like we want to do test games with you guys and the sidekicks. It's just really fun to be a part of something and seeing it grow into what it's becoming.
Well, and we're going to try and set up games at some of the local comic shops and stuff, too. So it'll be nice to help grow, the community together.
Totally.
You have a lot of nerds who follow, along with it. So I'm excited. Plantbound's going to be a thing. I think people are going to love the designs of it, that they're going to attach to it. People love Game of Thrones sigils and stuff like that. We have lots of things like that because Jeremy is such an amazing artist.
He is.
That I think it's going to attach to people, and they're going to want to not only play in this world, but spend more time in it with video games or whatever we decide to do with it.
Right. I really like the idea that it's like this pen and paper imaginary in a room with people not staring at a screen. I really like that.
Can you go in and just not come back out of Plantbound and just stay forever?
Yeah.
That's what I have been doing for the past, 12,
like Tron.
13 years.
That's the whole goal of it.
Yeah, the pretend part of it, the getting together and interacting is really what's fun. You have a lot. People do the dumbest stuff. Fight a bartender for no reason, and then the rest of the group's got to fix the situation. It is amazing. Some of the stupidest stuff happens.
That sounds really fun.
In this universe, can you watch John Wick 3 maybe?
Oh, yes, you probably could.
You probably
I
could,
don't know,
right?
In some way. I don't know.
don't know.
For sure.
You
I
would-
mean, John Wick 3 doesn't actually exist in my world, but I would work it in just to shame Dilly.
Right? Because what I wanted to know, have you
Wait,
seen John
Dilly.
Wick
I
3?
knew this was coming.
Dilly, have you literally still not seen it?
Wickles.
How many weeks has it been?
I've gotten closer.
Wow.
How do you
got
get
it.
What-
closer?
yeah, how
Closer.
do
Are you
get
getting
closer?
to the theater
With
and then
arid
turning
extra
around?
dry is how you get closer. No,
Extra
I
dry.
watched part deux.
Okay.
Part D?
Like half of part deux.
Oh God!
Wickle
You
Death?
only watched half
So
of
I'm
part
I'm
Death?
working my way.
Oh Jesus!
I'm getting closer.
You know what though, Dilly? I swear to God, last week you told me that you watched part 2.
Yeah.
But who went to the movie tonight?
That's
Past his
true.
bedtime?
Actually,
What?
I was
no,
really
no, no.
surprised.
Back
by
up.
that.
Back up. No.
And where's Dad?
That-
I feel
Where
like
is
we
Dad?
need to give him some guff like I get guff.
Well,
about Wickles.
Dad always gets guff.
Yeah, I was about to say, Dad always gets a guff. What I want to ask is, Clayton, as an outsider, how do you feel that one of your heroes has still not seen Wickles 3?
I was pretty upset about it because you and I went and saw it Sunday, and I mean we were making noise in the theater. Like that's how good it was.
We were bonding.
hooting
Like,
and hollering and ouching with every bamf and no Dilly in sight.
yeah.
Oh no!
But now, my next
I was chilling
question
with Tom Hanks that day.
was at a Sacramento College alum meeting.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, I know this is a total quantum leap, but did you guys know that LeVar Burton is a native son of a
I saw
Sacramento?
that.
They're naming a park after him. I never knew that.
I didn't know that either. But what I wanted to ask, just to give another hard slap to Dilly, is how proud of you were on Shmee to see all three of them within a week.
It's so amazing. So I go in to get my
I don't like
haircut.
giving her like compliments.
I went
but-
in to get my haircut at Space 7.
That's right.
And I ran into Shmee and she goes, I watched both John Wick 1 and 2 and they're amazing. And I was like, yes, she's in. Because I felt the same way. Those movies are such a ridiculous concept. You know, they kill his dog and he wants to kill everybody.
Right.
And then 10 minutes into the movie, you're just as
like,
mad as he
kill
is.
everybody.
Kill everyone. They took his dog away.
I totally kept looking at Mags. I'm like, Maggie, if somebody killed you, I would kill all these people too.
They need to quit putting Common in movies, though. I mean, come on now. He shouldn't be in there.
Common was in...
He was in part 2.
Yes.
You don't like Common?
Not as an actor, no.
Oh, that's interesting.
He should have got the pencil death, I think.
I can't believe you only watched half of Wiggles,
Yeah,
too.
well,
I want to know how you only watch half of it.
Yeah,
like,
at
I
what
wouldn't even
point
be
do
able
you
to
stop?
stop.
Yeah,
exactly.
at what point do you stop? You're like,
Where
oh,
do
yeah,
you stop?
here's
When
the
he's killing
slow
that
part.
person or killing that person?
He just wrecked his Mustang. I can't watch this anymore.
I'm trying to think about where I stopped or fell asleep. 'cause
Jeez.
it
I
was that
can't with
night.
this guy, dude.
I know,
I
dude.
literally cannot.
I was tired.
As tears?
It was like a busy day that day.
Oh, you know what?
It's
He always
10
has such excuses.
I know.
What
right? You
happened
ever
was I was
notice that?
watching. I had
Hey.
just finished watching Castaway.
Look
Oh,
at
whatever.
I got big
Lies.
on the queue.
he always tries
Hey,
to act like he has all this
just like
stuff going on.
Hey, just like, hey, we're gonna have a Hardly Heroes meeting on Saturday. Sorry, I gotta go to Tahoe. I'm not gonna be able to make it. Then he comes in. Oh yeah, I didn't go to Tahoe.
he was nowhere in Tahoe.
Yeah. He's like,
He
oh,
was
I
at
just,
home.
I stayed
I
home.
said I was going to Tahoe.
Tahoe.
He told us he was going to Tahoe. Literally didn't go, and then didn't tell anybody
No.
that he was here.
You don't have to take their crap, man.
Yes, he does.
That's what I was playing.
You
hooky
only
that
have
day.
one cat
Yeah.
and one wife.
It's children. It's my child.
That's it. Cats aren't that.
Deekers?
You don't have to take him to, swim practice.
I do. He needs
And
a lot
baseball
of attention.
games.
If you knew Deekers, like Sturls does over
Deekers.
there,
Deekers.
it's a full-time job.
Yeah, he just what is he playing? Video games? I don't get it.
I don't know. Let's check his
Ooh.
login.
Actually, yes, I am playing some games.
Have you
I have
played
a new game
this
that
game?
is super fun.
What's the new game?
What's this
It's
one?
called Gang Beasts. I think you guys should check it out.
Clayton's playing this one game, dude, and he almost like had a heart attack.
Apex Legends.
Okay.
Have you played it yet, Dilly?
Legend, or is that like just the regular Apex, or
It's
that
it's
different?
it's basically like Fortnite, but in the Titanfall world. It is the most intense thing I've ever played. I basically have panic attacks every time I play it.
No,
I have,
that's
I have played
legit.
it. You,
That
you told
sounds
me
fun.
about that at Empire Comics. I have it. Yeah, it's like PUBG or any type of those battle royale games, right? But it's really like more. Is it three pieces or
You talking
three
about
players?
3 player, yeah. You drop into 3 squads.
Right.
20
so
squads.
a lot of
of
teamwork.
I'd have been
more than
dead
pub
in
chisels.
2
3.
minutes.
For me,
Yeah.
I love video games. I played Halo and Bond and all first-person shooters, And this game is the first one that genuinely it gives me so much adrenaline. By the time that I'm done playing, I have to take a break because I'm shaking. You saw me over at your house. I mean, I pulled out a win at your house. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, he did.
But it's the most stressful game, and I think I have such a high expectation of myself. So every time I die, it's like failure, and so then I'm just like crushing failure. I've got to start again.
That's the Clayton side.
And
of
it
him.
is intense.
Yeah.
It gets down there when you got some crazy battles going. I heard somebody died like playing PUBG.
What?
Yeah, not, like last
Like
week or
what?
something. He was playing. They said for like 6 hours straight, and he had a heart attack. I guess.
Oh my
Shut
god.
Yeah, and I'm thinking 6 hours. That's it. You know what I mean? Like I could go for days on that thing.
Wait, but
it
how-
is intense. But
how
yeah,
old was
some
he?
poor. He was like in his teens, I guess.
What?
So yeah,
He must have had a
Jeez.
heart problem.
He was probably
Maybe.
pounding Red
maybe.
Bulls.
But yep, R.I.P.
See, my thing, I'm more of like, I like to fish on Red Dead Redemption 2. I catch
wish
them
I-
lunks.
I wish I could have seen you and Dilly going at it, punching each other.
Oh, man, dude, that probably was one of my favorite things I'd ever done on video games.
You wouldn't have caught any lunks though if it wasn't for Sheboygan telling you the secret spot, the riddle.
There was a riddle.
was.
Do you remember the riddle?
I have it written down somewhere.
He had this riddle to find this secret lunker spot where you would catch these like 16 to like 21 pound fish, and you had to solve the riddle to get
God
it.
Damn, I want to find. How do we dig that out? It's in like a text somewhere.
Yeah,
or
it's like in
something,
a
right?
deep thread of
Yeah, in the
me,
archives.
yeah, my brother.
You probably have to
and
go
you.
pretty deep into the rabbit hole
Yeah.
to get it.
Maybe we'll have to find it and post it up on Facebook on the Hardly Heroes. We'll just put out the riddle.
But I think they like nerfed it or something now though, because there's no more lunkers in that spot.
That's poopy.
Oh.
So
It got
yeah,
overfished?
womp, womp.
Yeah.
The digital pond got overfished.
Fish. True.
Just put more fish there.
Just cheese whiz. Cheese whiz. Just know
whiz.
your role, okay? Stay in your lane. That's all
So, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sonny. He almost fell.
Oh, mini Sunny.
Yeah. Anything else? Everybody good? Clayton.
Thank you so much for having me. Check out ruplantedmound.com or on Facebook or in ruplantedmound or ruplantedmound on IG.
Jeez, I was about
Instagram.
to say, spit
Dude,
it out.
It's way
today,
past my
Junior.
bedtime. It's way
Yeah.
past.
All of us.
I know. We're like, what?
Wait, what?
Make sure you guys go out and check out John Wick 3. It's super good. The best one of the series.
Do not go see X-Men.
Yeah, don't just listen to our review and don't see it.
Sorry we didn't mention beforehand we were going to spoil it, but there's
Oh, yeah.
nothing really worth spoiling on that movie.
Seriously,
so-
it's just
You're not gonna be mad.
No.
You almost want to know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
It's the anti-Steam.
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you about Bird's like, hey, do you want to go see X-Men again? And I was like, no. Once will be plenty.
We should have done an event for this one.
That would have been fun.
No, the
It's
event would have been to see how many people actually end up at the end of the movie. People just walk out. Yeah, we're good. Well, they can find us on. Oh, man.
What?
I've been meaning to tell us for 2 weeks. Go on our Hardly Heroes YouTube and go watch the second installment video from the Hardly Heroes Fan Experience 2.
Yes.
Oh, did you see me, Melly,
Yes.
discussing our superpowers?
I had no idea you guys did that. That 3-part, because it had Dilly, you, and Mel, was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Well,
you
we
guys
got
gotta
up-
check it out.
We got up there and I was like, nah, we need to do something here.
It was so good.
It was so good. And, you know,
So good.
So good.
So good.
So good.
the only thing that made me sad on the video is we didn't get to hear Dilly again being like, Hardly Heroes Fan Experience.
Let's get it.
Tower Bridge grip.
Tower Bridge grip, no Tower Bridge grip, but it was super cool. Thanks to everybody that actually did an entrance.
Yeah.
That was super cool. I wish my wife would have done
People
one.
who didn't do it, you're dead to me.
My mammy did one.
Effing mammy.
My mamsies did one, but Logan's probably stole the show. That shield was just
The
phenomenal.
shield is so good.
It is. Good
I
job
love that shield.
buying it.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Etsy. If I knew the guy's name, I would give it to you, but it's on Etsy.
Have you seen the one that somebody made one now that lights up? It's
No.
actually no. It looks
Yeah,
pretty
it's sick,
legit.
yeah.
I'd have to see it because I don't know
I'll
about
show
that.
you
That sounds
after the
terrible.
show. No, dude, it's sick with
You
it.
guys ever take that thing like sledding in the snow? Or have you tried that yet?
No, but that's actually a great idea. I want to. He also makes one that has like the Black Panther scratch in it, and then he makes one that's like all
Broken.
silver. No, he doesn't make the broken one, but I thought a broken one would be cool.
Is that a pricey item?
The shield was $450,
Okay, so
which is
yes.
pretty pricey, but it is well
It's
worth the money.
Yeah. I mean, when you see it, you know it's
It's like
well-
absolutely
well built.
quality. It really feels like you took it off of the movie set.
Well, that and like the straps that he made, it just feels so real. Like every time we go to a con, a little kid's like, "Oh my gosh, it's the shield." Do you know what I mean?
Can I hold it? Everybody wants to try it on.
And I laugh. Logan is like he has become Captain America
Right.
because no matter where we go, that shield comes with him.
Yeah.
And it's got battle scars. Like it is totally like been beaten up, but he doesn't care because he's like everywhere we go,
Yeah.
people just go crazy. And where I laugh is he holds on to it the whole time. So it's like on his forearm, and you'll just get kids like if you kind of look, and they'll just like eyes will light up and they'll just kind of like touch it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, it's the shield. They think it's real, and it's so cool to see that.
It's so cool, and it really does almost look better as it gets beat up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's definitely Captain America because he's always telling us to like watch our language, and
I know.
he's just
He's
He's-
dad.
he's
He's
dad.
definitely dad.
Yeah.
And Shmi's Mantis, she's useless.
What?
In
That
the
is
movie.
so rude. That's actually really funny, except for that I'm super offended. And if I could, I'd smack you one.
Too bad. That's brother abuse.
I'm Gamora.
That's brother
I
abuse.
said it.
Let's get out of here. I gotta go watch John Wick 3.
Where can they find us?
They can find us at Facebook at Hardly Heroes,
Find us on Instagram
at Hardly Heroes, Twitter at Hardly Heroes,
Number one.
and YouTube at Hardly Heroes.
Yes, and they can just go to hardlyheroes.com and you can email us straight from there. And
Please do. Send us some feedback. Send us some questions.
Or you can email us at hardlyheroes@gmail.com. Send in your voice memos. We appreciate them, especially you, Burger Man. And thanks to Philippe for the intro in the very beginning.
Absolutely.
That was super cool. We didn't get his news updates this week, but maybe we'll get an update about X-Men if he goes to see it. And thank you, Clayton, for coming out and not giving us Clayton tonight and coming to see that terrible movie with us.
Thank you, and I'm sorry for the mic sharing issues. I'm sure Sheila's going to kill me at some point.
That
and
is
the
true.
2 F-bombs. But make sure you guys go check out Plantbound, and just remember one thing.
Disclaimer, they don't know shit.
You guys have a good night.
Night.
Bye.
Nighty-night time.
Night, night.
You going night night.